Hey everybody, welcome back to Suburbs of Seattle. I'm your host, Andrey Gulyy, back in the studio today. Maybe I should be going outside a little bit more. You guys tell me what you think. Do you like me shooting videos outside in a few different types of environment, right? Or do you like me shooting from the studio? Let me know what you think, and I'll adjust my videos accordingly. But in the meantime, we are here, and I wanted to talk to you today about what are the top mistakes that buyers make when moving into the Seattle area. Anyways, let's get going. So one thing for you to consider before moving here is, again, your current living situation, where you're at right now. I have people reaching out to me from different states, moving into Washington, and one of the biggest issues that gets brought up is how are we going to handle this whole transaction from, okay, if you're living in a home there that you own right now in whatever state you're in, right? How are you going to transfer from that area over here? Are you going to sell your home? Do you need money? Do you need to pull out money from it, right? What do you need to do in order to make the transition smooth for you? Because writing contingent offers in as hot of a market as we are in right now, it doesn't work. And for those of you who might not know what a contingent offer is, that's okay, that's why I'm here. Contingent offer is you basically writing up an offer to a seller of a house here and saying, hey, Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller, we're gonna be buying your house, but we're gonna close on it after we sell ours first. And that puts the seller in a dilemma like, well, should I take this offer where these people gotta sell their house out of state first versus somebody who's paying cash now or a loan now without any contingencies, right? Typically, a seller won't look too favorably on a contingent offer in this market. Contingent on selling your house out of state is what I mean. There are some contingencies that are okay to include in an offer that a seller could be inclined to accept, like an inspection contingency and whatnot, but a selling your home out of state contingency, that one doesn't usually fly. So one of the things that we have to talk about is, what's the best course of action for you? And for everybody, it's going to be different, right? I've known people to pull out home equity lines of credit from homes out of state, buy a house here, calmly move, and then list their house and sell it afterwards. I also have some people right now that I'm working with that are selling their house, for instance, in California, right? They're selling it first, and after they get an offer, then we're gonna start writing up offers over here, right? Now, it's okay to have your house on the market out of state and have a buyer on it, right? And then still be looking here because you might not find something your first week. So it's okay to start looking while you're selling your house, but writing up offers, it might get a little bit, it will get competitive. So we just have to make sure, that you know where you stand and that you know what to expect. And look, if your ultimate decision is, hey, no, Andrey, I want to write contingent offers here, that's okay too. We're gonna do the best with what you're comfortable with. I always tell my clients, I wanna do what you're comfortable with. I'll lay out the risks, the positives, the negatives for you, and you get to decide which way you wanna go. So I do write contingent offers in this market, absolutely, but only if that's something that you have decided that, yes, this is the best course of action for me, right? So, and if you can sell your house or pull out a line of equity out of it, those options usually are better. Now, moving over to category number 2, one other thing that I see people usually make is having too broad of a criteria on where and what type of home they want to buy. Where do they want to buy and what type of home? Many times people come, Andrey, I want, anything from Tacoma all the way up to Everett, right? And we're talking about a span of 50 miles, 40 miles. It's a massive, massive drive. That's pretty much covering almost all of the Puget Sound area. Not really, but a good chunk of it. I mean, legit, a good chunk of it. So you want to be not too broad, and the reason why is because time is everything in this market, right? By the time you're looking at a house in Tacoma, driving 40 miles north to Everett, then seeing another showing, in Bonnie Lake, right? You're all over the place. Number one, you get fatigued. Number two, you get a little bit lost on where am I even located right now. If you don't know the area really well, you might not understand, okay, where's this house located in comparison to this one? How far away is it from my work, to this place, to daycare, whatnot, right? If you're covering such a broad area, there's a lot of variables you're gonna have to take into place, and it's gonna hinder your decision-making process. And in this market, decision-making is everything. You have to be quick to decide on whether this home is something that you want to write an offer on or not. Because by the time you can think about it, it might fly off the shelf already, and now you have to wait another week for a new home to hit the market. Usually, new homes hit the market Thursdays and Fridays, right? People list Thursdays and Fridays, and then they wait through the weekend and have an offer review date on Monday, Tuesday. But, again, we are seeing some homes that don't take offer review dates. They're accepting offers as they come in. So you want to be quick to act and to know, okay, yes, this is a home I want to put an offer on. It's an area that I want to live in. I love the schools around it, the shopping areas. I love the proximity it is between all the freeways. Bam, this house is perfect. And if you're looking in too broad of an area, it's going to be difficult to understand all those variables, especially if you're new to the area. Now, moving on to category number 3, completely the opposite, we're going to be talking about also you not being too detailed, because that can also have an effect on whether you get the house that you need or not. If you're too detailed in, like I always tell my clients, like, hey, make a list of needs and wants, right? Your needs are they have to be your deal breakers, your absolute deal breakers, right? And then make a list of your wants. Sometimes clients might be too detailed where they say, I need a house on this street in this neighborhood. I need it facing east. I need to have a backyard of X amount, square feet, right? If you're too detailed, I always like to say, buying a house is like marriage. I don't know if you're married or not, but ultimately what it comes down to is you pick the person, in this case the house, that best works for you. And it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to have your list of, so to say, needs that you are absolutely, your deal breakers, right? And then you have your list of wants, and you find as close of a fit to that as possible. And, you make it work, right? Marriage is not always, rainbows and flying colors and unicorns and all of that, right? I mean, you got to work through some things at times. Same thing here. If you find a house that, like, I have to have a brand new kitchen. If you find a house that hits all your criteria on the outside, the location, the schools, everything, but the kitchen is older, right? Oh no. Well, hey, let's slow down. Let's maybe get some quotes on some kitchen bids, and let's see on what it will cost to put in a new kitchen. Usually you can expect a budget of about $20,000 for a decent kitchen. That's not too bad. And that's something that you can change, right? Or maybe, for example, I don't know, a bathroom remodel, you can figure an $8,000 to $9,000 figure, right, for that. So those things are something that you can change, right, over time.